Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the wild, weird, and wacky world of the Word. We're not going to get too deep into anything this week, but just to show you what happens when you pick up the Bible and it's written in a language that you don't know, that you've never heard of, and now you have to try to figure out what they're saying in our language, our English language. I'm going to give you a good example of that, and that is if you happen to follow the second track of Old Testament scriptures for this coming Sunday, you'd be in the book of 2 Kings, all right? And since you've done that, now you're going to change the psalm reading to try to match up with the second track reading from the Old Testament, and that would be Psalm 77. And it's a psalm of lament in which someone is very deeply disturbed by the fact that God seems to have abandoned them. Now, the Hebrew language has some interesting flavors to it that we can't often translate easily into our English. I'm going to show you just a little bit about that. Listen to the first verse of Psalm 77. This is the Revised Standard Version. I cry aloud to God that he may hear me. Okay, you get that. What's so difficult about that? Here's the King James Version, the New King James Version. I cried out to God with my voice, and he gave ear to me. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's kind of saying the same thing, right? Here's the World English Bible Version. My cry goes to God. Indeed, I cry to God for help, for him to listen to me. It's even a little bit different. And here's the Message by Eugene Peterson. I yell out to my God. I yell with all my might. I yell at the top of my lungs. He listens. You see how widely different those versions are? And they all try to capture the essence of what the Hebrew tells us, which is, I am desperately trying to get a hold of God. Where is he? And you get that flavor as you read on just a little bit further into the psalm itself. Will the Lord spurn forever and never again be favorable? Has his steadfast love ceased forever? Are his promises at an end for all time? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his compassion? Now that's the New Revised Standard Version, which is based a lot on the King James Version. But how about today's English version? What's it say about that? Will the Lord always reject us? Will he never again be pleased with us? Has he stopped loving us? Does his promise no longer stand? Has God forgotten to be merciful? Has anger taken the place of his compassion? That's today's English version. Now listen again to Eugene Peterson as he says it. Will the Lord walk off and leave us for good? Will he never smile again? Is his love worn threadbare? Has his salvation promise burned out? Has God forgotten his manners? Has he angrily stalked off and left us? You see, these are all ways that people have tried to bring alive the scriptures for us in languages such as the Hebrew here that are very, very ancient. And the reason I bring this up is Psalm 77 is considered by many scholars to be one of the earliest psalms that were written simply by going back to the style and the different words that are used in the Hebrew. Because, hey, this Hebrew language that was recorded through centuries, not just decades, but centuries, changes. Hey, come on. Our English language has changed as it's written down through centuries as well, as did the Hebrew. So trying to capture the flavor of what's going on in this psalm, which is a true lament, it basically says, in a manner of speaking, oh God, where are you? And just tell me this. Is that a prayer that you've lifted up? Is that a prayer of lament that you've ever spoken in so many words in your faith life? Thank God that such prayers are in our scriptures, because you know what that tells us? It's okay to let it all out before God. God will answer us. It's a wild, weird, and wacky world of the Word, but we revel in it. God's blessings be with you.